Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Houston Texans rebuild. Today we have the Houston Texans, and we're going to be rebuilding them. It's going to be a little scuffed thanks to Madden being Madden. Kind of have to makeshift everything here, but I gave Tank Dell star development, gave CJ Stroud star development. Some would, maybe ask for superstar, but if I was going to put superstar X Factor on Will Anderson here, I think that it was just going to have to stay the same. Damian Pierce is pretty good. Also, by the way, defensively, I have Henry To'oTo'o, who I also gave star development. I think that he has a lot of room to grow, and I think that he actually will be a decent NFL player for a while. So, just ended up giving him star as well. But we also have Dylan Horton on the team, by the way, TCU edge rusher, fourth round pick, I think. So he probably won't play a role in this video. But Will Anderson, pretty big focal point along with CJ Stroud. So let's hop right into this. Let's get going. Juice Scruggs we'll start here at center. And yeah, let's get into the rebuild. I dialed in the depth chart, and I think that we'll end up just like using the automatic draft class, by the way, as well. But I ended up dialing the depth chart, so let's see how we do at midseason. I'm giving some of the older guys some reps, see if we can win since we don't have our first round pick. I don't know if that's registered in the game, though. So that might be something I got to keep tabs on. I will go look right now because we don't have our first round pick, but we have the Browns first round pick, but I'm not sure if you could do all that. So if we end up, being really good, I'll just keep our pick instead of trading it away, act like it's the Browns pick. Really confusing, but we have to jerry rig it anyways. So it is what it is. Like I said, I've got some of the older players starting right now. And so some of the younger guys will get a shot in year 2, I believe. Other than, keeping the older guys out and they're still making money, and it's just not really an ideal situation. So we'll just keep going. Like I said, automatic draft class, which I'm scared to do this because it's gonna give me one that like always is there or something, or it might be an all new one. So I've never seen this class before. I think that's only when you do the realistic roster or whatever. So there's that. Players ready to negotiate this season. I also did not look at our record, which is a good thing. Desmond King at 79 overall, 27 years old. Definitely a sign back, sign back candidate. I'm going to have to mess with Henry To'oTo'o's contract. But yeah, Desmond King, I do want to get an extension done with him actually real quick. If he wants to stay around till, he's 30, that's fine. And then I'll just raise the signing bonus up because he's got interest in the team. So it should have just been an easy one there, and it was. We actually start off 3-3, so not that horrible. I'm going to upgrade players. I'm going to mess with To'oTo'o's contract, and then we can go ahead, check stats, production, all that good stuff. Go ahead and look at passing everything over here. 1481. It's not horrible. That's actually pretty good yardage, but touchdowns and interception ratio, it's not that great at all. 10-7. Damian Pierce really isn't getting the job done. Devin Singletary's on his goes at it is doing a lot better. Nico Collins is actually our leading receiver with Robert Woods right here, John Mechie, and then Dalton Schultz getting some of that. Something tells me the depth chart did get reset, which is so stupid because, well, I mean, what do you expect? It's Madden, but just ridiculous. Defense all over. I mean, Denzel Perryman leads the team in tackles by far. Will Anderson has 11 TFLs and 1 sack. Very fun. Christian Harris has 3 interceptions. I love that for him. Maybe he earned himself a little bit more playing time. I'm going to make sure the depth chart's good. I'll change playbooks next year. I'll keep the playbook this year. Seems like we're doing pretty even. So we're all good. Let's get to the playoffs, see how we do. See how we can close out the season. We started 3-3. We still have a chance at the playoffs, or we have a chance to just throw the season in a bucket and move on to the next. And we absolutely bombed. We went 6-11. So we should actually have a pretty good pick, which makes me feel kind of bad. The Browns are in the playoffs at 11-6, so we will end up just trading this pick for another pick if we even have the pick, and if I remember to actually trade it. So we'll actually go ahead and look at the end of the year stats and awards. CJ Stroud didn't finish off too bad, actually. 4,500 yards, 4 touchdowns to 20 interceptions. It's fine. Not great. Damian Pierce was good down the stretch. I do like that, and Devin Singletary still did get some work there, but definitely going to need a little bit more focus on Damian Pierce. Nico Collins was really good. Breakout season for him. Love that. Dalton Schultz was also really good. Mechie was pretty good. Singletary got some reps. Damian Pierce, Brevin Jordan, Tank Dell had 16 yards on average. Probably led the team other than Tegan Quintoriano there. Touchdowns, Dalton Schultz obviously led. And then a couple of sevens right here from Woods and Nico Collins, both receivers over 1,000 yards. Mechie then drops to 5. Then their backup tight end, Brevin Jordan, has 3. Singletary with 1. We'll look at defensively here. Oh, my monster numbers. Denzel Perryman was incredible with 164 tackles. I don't know if that's incredible. That is just a lot of playtime on defense. Christian Kirksey got a lot in there as well. Tackles for loss, Will Anderson was just up there eating. QB sacks, Jerry Hughes got to the quarterback 8 times when Will Anderson only got there 4 times. Hoping for a little bit more out of him. Christian Harris was pretty good. Not great, but maybe he goes into a better role next season. Steven Nelson here, Ward, Perryman, all this good stuff. I didn't even think to talk about Jimmy Ward. He's a longtime safety for the 49ers. He is over here now, so that's pretty fun. Let's go to the offseason. Let's get all of our offseason things done. Head into next season with a good young team. Okay, so we actually do have what looks like the Browns pick. So we're just going to have to trade picks. We're going to have to trade this pick to, what was it, the Cardinals. So we'll have to go ahead, find the Cardinals. Yeah, I'm an idiot because I was right. Whatever. Cardinals. We'll take their 7th this year. This really hurts, but I'll do it. So yeah, we actually have the 24th pick in this draft. So unfortunate there. We do have Will Anderson out of it, so that's not a bad thing. Let's go ahead and look at all the available free agency. Let's get it over with. Let's see who we can upgrade on. Evan Ingram would be huge. But Dalton Schultz was only on a 1-year deal. I'm curious if the guy on the roster that made it didn't really recognize that. So a little interesting situation there. Quarterback, we're fine there for now. Running back, I would want like a pass-catching running back if one was actually here. It doesn't look like there is that anyone I'm interested in. I'll keep poking around and let you guys know. With $80 million, you'd think we'd go after a little bit more. Just wasn't intrigued with this class. So Terrence Steele will end up, being our only pickup. And as far as Dalton Schultz go, I would have absolutely re-signed him anyways. So I'm fine with him staying on the team. I would have done everything I could to keep him on the team. So that'll be that for a bit. Let's go to the draft. We pick later in the first round, so we'll see what sort of players are there. I wouldn't guarantee like a trade up or anything, but I'm aggressive towards good players right now. We need good young talent on the team to kind of fill out the roster, and if this draft presents itself as a good class to do so, I'm going to go ahead and take the risks or the chances and take a good player pretty high. And Robert Woods was also a 1-year deal, and so what I'm going to have to do is just do this, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut him. So I'm going to save those changes on his contract, and then I'm going to cut him so there's no like huge penalty or anything, because I want Robert Woods out right now. Get him out. It's fine with me. I'm honestly happy to move on. We've got a new look, receiving core. Devin Singletary, I think, was also on a 1-year deal. So this roster makes things hard for sure. I just got to keep my brain intact here and work with it. Yep, just checked it. Devin Singletary is a free one. My lord. Yeah, he's gone, basically. So if you guys don't know how to do this, you basically just lower everything and then you cut him, so there's no penalty. So if we need anything, it's going to be interior for sure. Linebacker, we're a little weak there, but I'm like pretty confident with Henry Toto and Christian Harris and their ability to kind of grow, especially together. Petrie actually switched over to free safety in real life, but we'll keep him there because Jimmy Ward's better at free safety anyways. But yeah, we're just going to need to focus on interior. Edge, we're going to need probably another edge rusher. And then I think we're good everywhere else. Receivers, any good players, will stand out, obviously. And we'll have to take value where we can get it. But if we're going to prioritize or hope for anything, it's going to be in the interior of the defensive line, perhaps off the edge, perhaps somewhere of need for sure. Let's go ahead and check the draft board. Didn't do any pre-scouting, anything like that. This quarterback's awful. Need to change the scouts, but this quarterback right here, Owen Stanton, is a top 5 talent. That's pretty awesome. Maybe we go all in. Maybe we trade CJ Stroud up for this number 1 overall pick and take Owen Stanton, but I don't think that's what we're doing here. Alexander Madden, pretty good last name. 1 to 2 talents, not bad. Scrambler type, should be quite fun. don't want to look at any tackles or anything, get caught up in all that. We need to switch scouts desperately. Connor Hayden doesn't look really bad at all. Dakota right here, he doesn't look bad. Johnny Madden, perhaps brothers with the scrambling quarterback, although you'd be led to believe they aren't. Decent athlete, which is actually really good at corner, B catching, B press, C man coverage, A C play rec, B zone coverage, B tackle. This guy looks really good. Unfortunately, we just don't need corner as much. But, I mean, obviously, if he's there at 24, if we move down, or if we keep going down, and, you know, one of these players are there, then I wouldn't question it at all. I would definitely go ahead and take it. Darnell Jennings, though, this is a little interesting. He is a power rusher, has A power moves. I just got to see what sort of strength he has. Great strength, and he's an elite athlete. Darrell Jennings down the board could be the move. Someone with maybe star or better development. So definitely have to keep our eyes peeled as we move down this draft order. Jeremy Summers doesn't look bad at all either. Depends. Oh, my, athletic as hell with some good strength in there. A lead block. That's pretty much all you need to see. Pass block is a little hit or miss. But his run blocking is incredible. And if we switch over to the scheme I'm thinking of, we could definitely use a player like Jeremy Summers. But he just looks like a really good, center. But unfortunately, I think all these players will be gone. I think we're more realistically looking at a Darnell Jennings or, a player like George Conway. Looks pretty good. Randall Campbell doesn't even look horrible at 6'1", 199. Got good size. He's 23 years old. 4.32 speed. He's got okay coverages, and B to D press does scare me a little bit, but other than that, looks pretty good. So there is some good depth. I don't feel bad if I, want to keep going. So I'm just going to end up, sliding down the draft order, look for good players. Johnny Madden off the board of the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not too mad. We're actually seeing a little bit of a slide from a few players. Alexander Madden, not even going to consider it though. But other than that, we're seeing Jeremy Summers still on the board. Who is our other guys over here? I can't even remember. Wow, look at the Kansas State corner over here. 6'3", 196. That looks incredible. A catching, B man coverage. I wish that we did a little bit more scouting on corners because this corner class looks incredible with just a lot of weird type of players. But we are looking at the few corner, or this corner right here, Randall Campbell, and also the defensive tackle, Darrell Jennings. As we continue down, we are 5 picks away from our pick. Hopefully we don't see both those players go. If one of them goes, I'm going to trade up to get the other one just to ensure we get it. It looks like Darrell Jennings is off the board. I'm going to trade up 1 pick just so we don't miss out on this corner, because I want to come away with one of those 2 players here in this first round. I don't feel bad at all about maybe moving a okay asset, just for a good player. And so we'll trade Titus Howard in this 24 to move up 1 spot to 23, also acquiring at 87. So not bad. We move a big contract off the books as well. We move up. We're going for this corner. I'll look at the top of the board here. Jeremy Summers is actually still on the board as well. I'm going to take Jeremy Summers, no hesitation. I'm just going to do it. He looks incredible. I know we have Juice Scruggs. We can maybe move him out to guard. Once Titus Howard's gone, something like that. I don't know, but we have to do something about our team right now. And, if that's what it takes, I'm going to take a center, no matter how boring it is. And there goes our corner. I was about to say he's falling and almost into our laps, if that. I'm going to look at the draft board here, though. Make sure I'm not missing out on any great players that are still available. Keontae Durham right here. Oklahoma State corner, 6'1", 188. A little lighter than you'd like. Good athlete. D play rex, not what I'm really looking for. B zone coverage, B tackle, C man coverage, and A press. Might be a slot type of corner right here. Obviously, zone would be his go-to spot to play, and I don't know. I'm not really looking to take that. George Conway still on the board down here as well. If we're gonna need tackle in the future to get past what's his face, there's too many C to Fs there. No. Just a no. Can be a good player. He definitely can. Here's a little bowling ball right here. Cornerback. He's 5'11", 207. He's almost built like a running back. Not quite there, but almost. Really good athlete, Le'Veon Harris. A lot of C's across the board. Could be an okay player. I don't think I'd really bet on him, though. George Conway, I already said no to. I don't know. I think if we're going to do anything, we've got to trade up here to get anything. Jerry Holloway down the board doesn't look bad at all either. Patrick Wilson might be good. Just some weird players in this class for sure. It's not a deep one for sure. You're not going to find any big. Clemson receiver at 6'2", 220. And if he runs, okay, he runs okay. It's not great. It doesn't look great either. So I think that we'll just trade up here and take the Keontae Durham kid. That's who we were going to go after, right? I'm almost 100% guaranteed. That's what we're doing, is get Keontae Durham. We actually dropped Jerry Hughes off as well, so another big contract. Obviously, trading isn't the best idea because I think we still get to face the penalty there, so a little unfortunate. I'm going to center my camera real quick. I don't know what I was doing there. And then it's a little off, so what I'm going to have to do here is whatever. I'll keep it as is. I'll mess with it when I'm not talking. On the board here, we're taking the corner, Keontae Durham, my bad. Looks like a good athlete at 6'1", 188, a little lengthy. He's got a few good things about him. Another star, better development player. Zone archetype, 6'1", 23 years old, so he's got a little bit more experience than the rest of the class as well, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Good pick. And a few very intriguing, players right here. Look at Emmett Barnett. It doesn't look horrible. Dennis Meltzer might look really good. And then there was one other guy. Where was it? It wasn't you. Where? I don't know. There's another guy, though. Oh, Carlos Elliott. This guy right here. So I'm actually going to take a good look at these three, and then it'll probably be one of these three picks that I take. Really good athlete. Oh, my goodness. We have 3 third-round picks. We have the 7th, 23rd, and the 24th. So I'll definitely ensure, we get the best players out of Carlos Elliott, Dennis Meltzer here as well, who looks really good as well. At only 21 years old, really good strength, everything like that. These players are really intriguing right here. I might have to take all 3 of them because I really liked the look of the edge rusher for sure, Carlos Elliott, and then now seeing that one, and then seeing Emmett Barnett. You can never have too many good offensive linemen. Elite strength, elite acceleration, only a B to D, A to C, A to C, so he looks okay. He'll probably be my last one, but, I'm going to have to trade up to get at least these 2 players, so I will go ahead and waste no time. I think I actually already passed them. Right here. I will waste no time. I will go ahead and select Carlos Elliott, the 6'4", 266, 21-year-old Virginia edge rusher who's just got a lot of explosiveness, honestly. Really good athlete at the spot. I'm going to trade up here with the Denver Broncos. Done deal. Sending Steven Nelson and then 87 and 88 for 72 and 75. Perfectly fine with that. I'm not going to trade any future draft capital. That will be very well needed. So right here is actually where I'm going to take the interior defensive lineman here. What's his name? Dennis Meltzer, who actually looks really good as well. And an elite name. I don't care about normal development. He should be a beast. At 344, he moves like that. Is incredible. And then we have a pick, 2 picks from... You're lying. Emmett Barnett goes off the board. I wasn't expecting that at all. That sucks. We'll have to look for someone else and then maybe trade out of the spot. That's ridiculous. Oh, hold up. We might have actually just found someone better. This guy looks incredible. Look at this. All those second, first, second, first. Second, first, second, first. Oh my goodness. Incredible. I'm going to take Kenny McQueen. He moves like McQueen. Star better development. 6'5", 313. Only 21 years old again. We are hitting in this draft right now. I'm just going to go to the next user pick at 4-7 and see what we can find. This guy right here, A tackle, C zone coverage, B pursuit. Not a pass rusher by any means. A to C man coverage. It doesn't look great. But good athlete, banking on the upside here. At 4'7", it really doesn't matter. Normal development, 6'1", 23 years old. I don't know. I definitely think that there was maybe a better player on the board, but I'll let the CPU do the rest, and we'll take a look at our draft recap. This should have been a great draft, I'm not going to lie. Moment of truth right here. Really bad draft class. Holy shit. 73, Jeremy Summers. 73, Keontae Durham. Not bad. Dennis Meltzer's really good, though. Kenny McQueen is incredible. Bruce Hubbard sucks. David Lucas, not good. So, unfortunate about this edge rusher. He looked really good. So much so I got rid of Jerry Hughes. Maybe he can develop behind Jonathan Grenard. He does have star better development if I do remember correctly. So there's a whole lot to like about this. I think the 64 awareness and 61 play rec is really what's tanking his overall. But physical attributes, he looks great. So he might actually get a chance to start on this team if we don't upgrade at that edge position and Jonathan Grenard's contract's up or something like that. But Dennis Meltzer is really good. 21 years of age. Normal development does suck on him, though. 96 strength, good block shedding, not the best there, but 80 tackling, 77 play rec. He's got a lot to play into. I think that he can be a really good player for us down the stretch. And the fact I keep mentioning he's 21, so lot to go with there. Keontae Durham's not horrible. I'm quite a fan, actually. And then right here as well, Jeremy Summers doesn't look horrible either. Not warranted with the 123, though. Let's go see how good this draft actually was, though. It wasn't good at all. Owen Stanton was really good, though. Randall Campbell, the guy I was going to take, was a 77 overall, of course. Pat Underwood looked good, but I was not going to trade up. He was the number 1 overall pick. Marcus Watson, Kenny McQueen in the 3rd round. We actually got a really high overall player. Let's see who else. Johnny Madden was really good as well. So the guys there, Connor Hayden looked good. Might have considered him. Darnell Jennings was good. He was a 74 overall, but luckily we got a 74 overall player. The only thing is he doesn't have that, so that's really good. He doesn't look horrible, though. I'm not going to lie. 80 power moves is incredible. 82, actually. We're still generally a young team, and with this scheme change that we're going to face here, I might go pick up a running back in free agency. I do like our receiving core to develop a little bit more. Nico Collins might not be it down the stretch, but I like John Mechie. I love Tank Dell. And I boosted his stats quite a bit because he was only a 69 overall on this roster, and I was like, there's no way. So we're going to go ahead and look at all of our players here, see what sort of roles they're going to play. We've got a loaded offensive line right now with a lot of young talent coming up as well. Terrence Steele, who isn't horrible. Will Anderson on one side. Grenard on the other with Carlos Elliott slowly developing back. Meltzer will be our number 1 right away, no doubt. Garrett Wallow will not be playing this spot right here. I'll move, actually, Denzel Perryman up. Never mind, he's starting at middle linebacker. So we'll move Christian Kirksey up right here. And then right outside should be Christian Harris. Very well. And then cornerbacks, Derek Stingley Jr., Desmond King, and then Darius Phillips. But I want Keontae Ingram playing a bit, or Keontae Durham, my bad. Free safety, Jimmy Ward, strong safety there. Everything looks good. I'm going to give the kid Carlos Elliott a chance at left end, at rush right end, actually, to start the season off. We'll see how he does at midseason mark, and if he's good, then we'll keep him there. I want Toa playing the most middle linebacker snaps, so I'll actually go move him to middle linebacker as well. Toa can be really good. He's a bit undersized, but we don't really care about that. And I want Christian Harris to come up and play this 3rd guy just in case. And then when Denzel Perryman's done with his career, it'll be Christian Harris and Toa. It's kind of the dream. Slot corner. I have to sneeze really bad. We're actually going to go ahead and sign Jerick McKinnon to be a receiving back. I'll change the playbooks, and then I have to redo the depth chart now. This is what I'm talking about. We start 4-3. Really good start to the season. Hopefully, it only gets better. But got a lot of numbers to go around, I can almost assure you. Let's go ahead and check those out before we check anything else out. Right here, C.J. Stroud not having a bad start to the season. 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Really good numbers from him. Dameon Pierce is running the ball pretty well. Jerick McKinnon is still getting some of his opportunities as well, and I'm sure on the receiving side as well. Yep, McKinnon. And then Tank Dell, and then Dalton Schultz, Nico Collins, and John Mechie really taking over now. But Tank Dell with 4 touchdowns, 341 yards, could explode the second half of the season. Wouldn't even be surprised. Henry To'oTo'o is doing pretty good in the middle of the field. Not awesome. I think I would like a little bit more out of him. We're actually getting pressure from the inside. Sheldon Rankins, 4.5 sacks. Will Anderson with 4.5 as well. I was going to say no INTs, but Jimmy Ward has 4. Desmond King and Derek Stingley both have 1. So not bad, but not great by any means. Defense probably needs to be a little bit better. Dennis Meltzer's been okay. Maybe a little bit more of a jump the second half of the season when everything kind of comes together for the team. I want To'oTo'o to get so many tackles, though. Get him up to superstar. That would be incredible. Maybe should have stuck with Houston playbook for that. But right now we're actually on New Orleans playbook, and we're about to go up against them. And scouting national focus, choose national focus scouting position. It's going to have to be edge. I don't even think it's a, You know what I mean? I don't even think it is a question. It's got to be defensive end. I know it's not like a strength of the class, and we could still use receivers and corners, but I've got some pretty good scouts on that. So right now we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Just need to focus on players that we need to re-sign. Laramie Tunsil being one of them. I mean, this has got to be a huge deal. We'll give him 12 million over 5, 13 and a half. Should do it. Yeah, he is back long term. Love Laramie Tunsil for that. Jonathan Gennard still 26, still hanging on. Good swing, edge rusher if we need him to. We'll keep him around pretty long term. If he doesn't take this deal, then I don't want it. So good player, good, everything. So keep him around. I don't think we'll re-sign Chase Winovich though. He's like 28 already, so don't really think he's worth it. I was thinking about trading Davis Mills, but I don't think it's worth it right now. Let's see how we do the second half of the season. Hopefully we get a little bit better. Keep going with this young core, and then look for some big jumps. Finish the season 8-9. It does not look like we, got into any sort of playoffs or anything. A little unfortunate, for sure. We'll look at some end of the season stats, though. I saw Bryce Young led the league in passing yards, I believe. 4,700 yards from C.J. Stroud to 40 touchdowns, 16 interceptions is not bad at all. Dameon Pierce was really good. Just over 1,000 yards, barely. Mechie was really good. Love those numbers from Mechie. 102 catches, 1355, 14 touchdowns. Good jump from him. Tank Dell's really looking like he's going to start getting featured in the red zone a bit. Just good player, good plays all around. Jerick McKinnon played his role significantly good. I'm an idiot. Henry Toto, 125 tackles, not a whole lot. 5 TFLs. Sheldon Rankins, 17 with him, probably leading the team in sacks. And then Meltzer not far behind him with 7. Anderson with 6, kind of a countdown sort of deal. 4 interceptions for Stingley. Ward, 1 for Keontae Durham, 1 for Toa, and 1 for Desmond King. So not great all around. Got a lot to improve on. I think we'll change defensive playbooks as well headed into next season. This free agent class did not disappoint. Love what we're seeing at just the top here, but I'm going to go through category by category, look for good players. I need a receiving back, and I need him bad, but unfortunately it doesn't look like any with interest. Jerick McKinnon's the only one, and I'm not getting a 73 overall Jerick McKinnon. Gabe Davis at the top here is very interesting. DPJ as well, I'm a big fan. KJ Osborne, Alan Lazard, Laviska Shenault to this team. That wouldn't be the worst thing ever. If we have Mechie, Shenault, and Tank Dell, we basically have everything we need on offense, as long as what's his face still continues to develop. So I'm not against it. I'm happy with a Laviska Shenault contract here for sure. I'd be more than happy to have him on my team. Big fan of his. Tight end, we're fine there. Left tackle, we're fine. Guard, if one's here, I wouldn't hesitate. You know how me and my offensive linemen go. I'm pretty big on some offensive linemen. If there's one here like Connor McGovern, this wouldn't be a horrible sign, but we need more tackles than guards right now. Interior defensive line, we're fine, and I spoke that into existence. Mekhi Becton's here. Terrence Steele, and we just signed Laramie Tunsil back to a big deal. Never mind. I lied. We're good. We need someone off the edge. Jadeveon Clowney back to the Texans would be very fun, but I don't think that is what we'll end up doing. If Rashawn Gary or Josh Allen had interest in the team, I would definitely very heavily try to recruit them, but unfortunately they don't. Devin White being here is a little interesting. I want Henry To'oTo'o and what's his face to kind of take over, but I guess To'oTo'o and Devin White wouldn't be a horrible pairing on the inside, and Christian Harris just might not be cut out for it in the game. I like him in real life. Will McDonald's on the board right there. Just unfortunate. Chidobe Awuzie for a year wouldn't be horrible either. I'm a big fan of his. If he wants to come onto the team and kind of teach these boys how to play ball, that'd be awesome. At free safety, we're going to need a new one considering Jimmy Ward, but who I saw that really put it over the top is going to be Jeremy Chin, who I'll keep actually at strong safety. He'll play kind of his role, and then I'll move Jalen Petrie up to free safety when Jimmy Ward's done. So this actually seems like the doers get more done right here. The Home Depot sponsored free agency class, although Chidobe Awuzie isn't a guarantee. Everybody else looks like a guarantee. How much do I want Chidobe Awuzie? We still have so much money. I guess I can just like suck it up. It's 1 year. I'll just give him a $17 million deal, and that will definitely do it for us. Go ahead and put in these offers. See what the players get back to. We get them all. Laviska Shenault, Devin White, Jeremy Chin, and Chidobe Awuzie. All are players for the Houston Texans now. And like I said, we need that edge. And obviously, we missed our shot at Jadeveon Clowney, who I didn't actually think about to go back and get. Maybe Frank Clark for a year would be fine. I didn't really see any production from our young prodigy that we tried to bring in. Outside linebackers, there is still, obviously, Rashawn Gary. I just don't want him. I just don't. I mean, it's just, I'm not going to pay that money. No way. Arden Key wouldn't be horrible, though. I think we're fine with who we got. I don't think it's a bad class at all. Keep it moving. Ooh, there's some good players at the top of this class here, for sure, that I might consider, popping up for. We pick at number 14. So I'm going to move down a little bit. Tony McLeod right here. TCU 6'3", 230. Runs a 4.41 all around. Just a good athlete. A catching, B in traffic. A to C, A to C, C, A to C. I don't know. There's too many questions about him. I don't think I'll go all in there for sure. Now, this is a little interesting right here. Steven Sheldon or Stefan. I don't care. This guy right here, Christopher Triplett, 6'3", 194 is incredible, all things considered. I think that he could be a really good player, actually, if he has, oh my God. This guy is insane. Oh, shoot. A to C man coverage does suck, though. That guy looks really good. He looks like a for-sure prospect, but at 3, I'm not even going to consider trading up for him. I think it's kind of the luck of the draw. Whoever falls, we get. Nick Bolware, I don't know if I'd be down for another corner, but great athlete again. B press, CC, B to D zone coverage. A little unguaranteed about him. Could be pretty bad, actually. The left end under him, though, didn't look horrible. I don't like the look of like the D power move and block shed. He looks like a one-dimensional pass rusher. I don't want to take that inside the top like 12 or whatever. Tony McLeod right now looks like the go-to prospect. Kyrie Dell looks quite fun. Brian Morrow looks really good. Oh my goodness. Just positions that we just don't need. Bad athlete, but looks like a good player. It's such a tough class. Now, Dion Reed down the board. Now, this is a guy right here. B awareness, B block shedding. D finesse move sucks, but A power moves to complement that. Along with that, B block shedding is not bad with B play rec. A tackling. This guy looks like he could be really good. I would not be opposed to taking him at 14, maybe even trading up considering he... Wait, where is it? Is he at 30? Oh, yeah, no. We can easily get him there. Jameel Palmer down the board. There's just a bunch of these type of guys that you look at down the board, and they're a lot better than the guys that you like at the top. This guy also looks pretty good in the interior. Maybe Andrew Parsons with Sheldon Rankins kind of maybe retiring after the season. I don't know. This is a good class for sure. We pick at 14, 17, 14th in the second round and third. Okay, so we actually have 2 first-round picks. This is interesting. So, like, a few things. Matthew Greenfield actually fell to this spot right here. Top 5 projected playmaker receiver. Runs a 4.49. Doesn't look like a great athlete, but everything's like a B and a C. So at this spot, I wouldn't be opposed. If he's there at 17, sure, I might consider it. Obviously, McLeod's still here, but we want to go with our guys. And Don Reed, this might feel like, oh, you're reaching a little too much. It's like, am I? This guy right here, though, 6'4", 196, runs a 4.41. C, both coverages could be a great project. But once again, do you want to take him 14 in a draft? I don't think so. I'm on the Don Reed bus right here. Let's go ahead, hop up, hidden development, take our guys, just move on with it. Good players. Happy. At this spot, it is really opposing with Andrew Parsons here, but this receiver that's supposed to be a top 5 guy, I don't think that I could miss out on him. Although Tony McLeod, my bad, doesn't look horrible. It's tough for sure. This guy looks like a for sure prospect. I'm gonna go Matthew Greenfield. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet here. I I don't know. I want to trade back up with the picks that we have because the tail end of the second round and the beginning of the third round doesn't look horrible or doesn't look good at all. So if we could trade 2 and then these 2 4s and then, maybe Davis Mills somewhere in there, maybe Davis Mills plus this. Maybe that would be good to package a trade up. Okay, so this trade just simply won't go through. There's just no way. So we'll actually have to give up like this right here, this little haul, our next 3 picks for 18. And do I want to do that? I do. It seems like a good enough player, and that's not even going to get it done. We're going to need like a next year, like 3 in here maybe. I don't know. It's tough. That's that close. Are you serious right now? I'm gonna skip past this Patriots pick. Just look for other alternatives right here. Hopefully they don't go interior. I don't want to trade there either, and I don't think that they'll take my player. So this looks good. Bro, look at how close this is. This is so stupid. I mean, I can't find any good trade with them anyways that will like benefit the both of us. And I don't expect them to take interior, but it wouldn't surprise me. So now this is a team I'd very much like to trade up with. Finally, a done deal. Davis Mills and 46, and then next year's projected 71, up for 21. Thank God we got a deal done. Oh my goodness, that was getting painful there for a minute. Spent quite a bit of time on just trading up once, and this is all for a player that is 14 picks down the board, Andrew Parsons, who I believe can be a player of our future. 6'4", 310, 20 or 22 years old, Clemson defensive tackle to come in and play right away. Sheldon Rankins should be gone soon. I'll see if any good players fall. I'll let you guys know. Okay, interesting enough, we're in the last pick of the first round, and Tony McLeod's still here. If he doesn't go here, I might just have to trade up for him. I mean, it's ridiculous, and he's still on the board. I want to so bad, but it's just like, do we have the assets to do so? It depends on what they want. Couldn't get a deal done with the Dolphins, so hopefully they don't take him. They don't. So we'll look to trade again with the Eagles. Done deal. We're actually sending Nico Collins, because if we're trading up for a receiver, I'm gonna get rid of one. No need to have all them on the roster. We'd have 6 viable receivers on the roster without this. So looks good. Trade up. Just for a good prospect. I don't think it's a for sure thing. I don't think he's an extra superstar. I don't think he's a high ceiling player. I just like Tony McLeod. That's it is what it is. He's 6'3". He's got a big body. A catching, B in traffic. Just looks like a decent player. 93 speed at 6'3", at 230. It's just an incredible athlete. I'm willing to take the bet. I'm willing to bite the bullet and do that and take the rest of our draft out of consideration. Hopefully a good player falls to 417, which is very unlikely. But you never know. This guy freaking sucks, but he has some intangibles that I like, and it's not his speed, I tell you that. He's a really bad athlete, but looks like the best player on the board. 48 strength as well, 5'11", 196. Not a bad pick. Probably about a 67 overall player or so. Let's get to the end of the draft. Let's look at how we did. Moment of truth here. Let's see it. Okay. Oh my God, a 76 Don Reed. Yeah, Matthew Greenfield was really good and the right player to trade up for. 77. Andrew Parsons was 75. Tony McLeod was a 73. Stewart, like I said. And then we actually got Gibson here, who was unfortunately a power back because we need a receiving back. So I might just have to go sign another one. But a really good draft class from us. The top 4 picks were really good. Obviously taken within the first 2 picks of the second round. But we got a lot of good players. We're still building young. We're still doing really well. Let's see what was in the rest of this draft here. Oh, Triplet was really good. I didn't know if he was going to be good. That's unfortunate that he was, but we got a top, 1, 2, 3, 4 player in this class at 17, so not bad. Chuck Clement was good. Anybody else I was looking at here? Obviously, Don Reed. Other than that, I wasn't really looking around the class too much. McBath here, the corner wasn't bad at all. Good to see there. So, yeah, it was all right. It was a good draft from us. We got Andrew Parsons as well. So, yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Denzel Perryman in a 5th will get us Antonio Gibson, by the way. Just a quick trade over to the Baltimore Ravens. Just needed another running back, a receiving running back that can do stuff out of the backfield to complement Damian Pierce and his pure running ability. So I'll set up the depth chart. Let's get into the midseason. Let's see how we're doing. CJ Stroud really isn't developing, by the way. I didn't even realize until now that he just really isn't like doing it for me. Laviska Shenault at wide receiver 1 isn't horrible. I think I'll just put Matthew Greenfield there, though. Chenault could play there. Tank Dell. We've got such a deep receiving team right now. That Laviska Chenault signing looks pretty bad now, but it was good in the moment. Although this is year number 3 or something, and we are an hour and 25 minutes into the recording. These are not fun to do. We are 2-5 to start. Seems like the better your team gets in Madden, the worse it does. Unfortunate. And very realistic, by the way. This is, yeah. Normally you could see good teams most of the time, not from a mile away, but you could see him. CJ Stroud, is he pushing us over the top? I feel like we're going to need a new quarterback. I mean, this is crazy to say. He's not a bust or anything, but mediocre. He's not great. Matthew Greenfield absolutely taking the reins in this receiving room. Laviska Shenault right behind him. Gibson doing his thing. Mechie's still producing, but not great. We're seeing Tank Dell take the back seat along with our guy, Tony McLeod. Had second-round draft capital this last season, so not great. Chidobe Awuzie is leading the team in tackles. He's doing it all for us. Really nice to see. Devin White and To'o doing pretty well. Dennis Meltzer, 13 TFLs is nasty. Will Anderson coming off the edge with 4 sacks in the first half of the season. He hasn't been a great game record either for us. Dennis Meltzer with 2 sacks. Andrew Parsons with 1.5 with 6 TFLs. Onto that. Grenard's doing pretty well. Petrie's okay. Reedy's okay. Or Reed. I don't know. Jeremy Chin playing in that strong safety spot now has 2 interceptions. Toto with 1. Desmond King with the other. And Derek Stingley. I think I might change the Tampa Bay defensive playbook. If you guys don't know, I'm on Carolina offensive playbook. So, looking at players ready to negotiate. Let's go ahead and see who's there. Riley Patterson, absolutely want him back. Give him whatever he wants. He is an asset to this team, no matter what. Jacob Eason. Chidobe Awuzie, you want to come back for another year? That's fine with me. I'd be more than okay signing another deal like this. Ooh, never mind. He wants a longer deal than that. Unfortunate. Can't do that. Dalton Schultz, I want for the foreseeable future. $10 million a year is a good deal for him. I feel. Jimmy Ward's walking. Shaq Mason's walking. Rankins is walking. Brevin Jordan, I want back. The rest of these guys I really care less about, especially Amari Rogers in this deep receiving room that we have. So I'll do scouting national focus, change scheme, and we'll see how we finish the season. We'll go ahead and look at the end of the year stats. And yeah, CJ Stroud really just isn't pushing us over the top. Maybe could use another quarterback in there. If it presents itself in the draft, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. Gibson had a really good season along with Dameon Pierce. Those two seem to complement each other well. Greenfield barely over 1,000 yards. Chenault was doing his job. Mechie's fine. Schultz is doing okay. Gibson was really good. Tank Dell had a few reps in there as well. Defensively, tackles, Devin White led the team with Chidobe Awuzie not far off. Henry Toto is doing his thing. Tackles for loss, oh my Dennis, 22 TFLs. Will Anderson with 15, Don Reed with 11, 11 for Grenard as well, 10 for Parsons, and it looks like our interior is getting a little bit of some attention here. Andrew Parsons at 5 sacks isn't bad. Interceptions all around, jeez, yeah, we got a lot of those done. Looks good. Let's see what the team looks like. I realize I haven't done this much with you guys in this rebuild, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's see what these depth traits, everything looks like here. Looks like it'll be CJ Stroud and Greenfield is superstar. Love to see that, do. I do. I don't know what is coming out of my mouth right now. CJ Stroud just needs to take that jump. I think that he's not quite there yet. Defensively, Stingley's superstar development. Love that. Reed's superstar. Parsons superstar. We're doing so good right now. We just need to make sure to address linebacker right now. Linebacker looks like it needs to be addressed. Maybe Toa could have taken over at Grenard's spot. But Grenard actually got a lot of TFL, so maybe Christian Harris over at left outside and then Toa on right outside. That might have worked a little bit better. Then we're going to see, it looks like he already retired, actually, Jimmy Ward go. So that looks pretty good. So far, pretty good. Yeah, Elliott's developing into an okay player at 71, kind of a versatile guy that can play all over. Durham is still an option. Desmond King's coming up to a contract end, if I'm not mistaken, in these next couple of years. Looking really good right now. We just got to start adding these pieces that make us, really good. Looks like we could just move to offseason. I'll get it all done. And trust me, it's been nice to roll with a cheap quarterback, but if we can get T-Law here, now that would be electric. I mean, quite frankly, I don't think that we have a chance just because other teams will be high on him. I'm about to do something like so stupid. I'm going to give him $27 million annually with a bonus of around 16. It's just waste. Like, it's so much money. But if we're going to get over the top, it's what we're going to have to do. We still have the money to be flexible in other places. It's fine. We don't need receiver. We're fine there. Although Kincaid, that's fun. We could get Kincaid on the team there, but I'm not going to. Look through the rest of this class. Going after 3 players, obviously Trevor Lawrence is not going to be easy to get, but Greg Newsome and TJ Edwards are also up here. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is starting to get those offers in. We got Greg Newsome, still the top on TJ Edwards. We'll go ahead and process again, and we got all 3 of them. So Trevor Lawrence is the new quarterback for the Houston Texans, and it's so rough, man, because you really got to look at it this way. And say, what do we do with CJ Stroud now? I think we can trade him for a pretty valuable thing, or we could keep him developing until he's done with his contract. We have that 5th-year option on him as well. I don't know. It's such a tough situation. And we are in the market for a big hitter. We pick at number 6. And with CJ Stroud, we have the power to move up as well if we wanted to. Are you kidding me? When there's no, like, great pass rusher. That's so annoying. What is this guy looking like right here? Not a good, player, pretty much. All over. It just doesn't look great. It's so stupid. I wanted something good. I wanted something good at the top of the board here where we'd actually have a chance to be picking at. Nothing seems to be good at the top of this board. We can trade this pick for what could probably be a good one next year. Can't really bank on anything. This guy looks like the best player I've seen in the draft. This draft freaking sucks, man. God. Look at this offer right here. We'd get Christian Wilkins and Jalen Phillips. This would have gone through. Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, and 1-6. But sorry, it would have put us over the... they have $15 million left in cap space. It would not put them over. It's the stupidest thing I've seen, man. Another deal that would have gone through. 2 firsts, CJ Stroud across for Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau. But, I mean, look at this. This is clearly great, right? But Giants, they have so much. Oh, it's so stupid. 1-6 across for Jeffrey Simmons. I'm going to save CJ Stroud for a future trade, but Jeffrey Simmons just added to our team right now is just such a good addition. I'm going to have to kind of start sorting things around, though. I have to start moving positions and whatnot. He'll play a traditional defensive tackle. One of these guys will have to take the back seat, and I'm sorry, but Andrew Parsons is better dev trait, everything like that. Jeffrey Simmons, and then we'll have Will Anderson and Reed off the edges, and I just need another edge rusher. I'm sorry, I just do. So what I'm thinking about right now is something like this, and then maybe like Tank Dell or John Mechie, something like this to get us an edge rusher of need. And this would have been the best trade of my life. Jalen Phillips across for this package would have been great value in return, but unfortunately the game sucks, actually. It's nothing that can be fixed, apparently. Frick, dude. Oh my god, it said we got something even better. We got Kayvon Thibodeau for CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, and a 2nd round pick. I will happily take that in return. CJ Stroud is now off the books, so team looks like Trevor Lawrence, these 2 at running back. At wide receiver, we are pretty weak, but pretty developmental. Dalton Schultz, Brevin Jordan, good offensive line. Nothing great, but solid. Someone will go over and play. Most likely, Kenyon Green will go over and play right guard for us. We're going to have someone over there on right end. We're going to have probably Kayvon Thibodeau here at left. At right, it'll be Will Anderson. And then we'll have, TJ Edwards, Devin White, and Henry Toto spread out between our linebackers. And then on the interior, it'll be Parsons and Jeffrey Simmons. And then at corner, we made the signing of Greg Newsome. We have Derek Stingley, Desmond King, and Keontae Durham, right? Yeah, Keontae Durham. At free safety, we'll have Jalen Petrie, and then strong safety, we'll have Jeremy Chin. So we have a really good team, and we have a quarterback that's paid for the next, 7 years. So we're looking good. We're looking really good right now. I just want to get up and out of this draft. It's horrible. I'm just not even going to take the 4th round pick. I'm just going to go to the draft. All right, 2 hours into the recording. Let's see what our team looks like. Trevor Lawrence, Greenfield, Mechie at that number 1. It seems like the number 2 receiver actually does really well. Also have him in the slot. Gibson and Pierce, a good offensive line, not great. And that's probably the only place we're lacking is offensive line. But we're strong where it matters. We're strong in the tackles. And then the interior is still young players that develop into good players. And Kenyon Green, I would consider putting over Juice Scruggs, but we're trying to be best right now. And if Juice Scruggs is 76 overall, I'll take that one overall better. Defensive line is absolutely absurd, along with Reed moving back to outside linebacker. Toa, Devin White, TJ Edwards. These two actually play the sub linebackers. These guys are just kind of here as rotational pieces. Reed will get a pretty big role if I had to assume. Chin and Petrie there. Stingley at CB1, 2 Newsome, 3 King, 4 Durham. And then let's take a look at this defensive line. So if Kayvon Thibodeau off of one edge, Simmons and Parsons up the middle, and Anderson, and then Reed will swing, and so will Grenard. And then these two in the middle of the field as well. King will play the slot corner, Field in the slot, and yeah, we just got a good thing going here. I think that we have a well-constructed team, well thought out, very good team overall. And let's go ahead, and unfortunately, I have to reset the whole depth chart as we go back to the regular season. I thought we were there already, so unfortunate, but I'll get that done. You guys will see me at midseason. And if our receivers still aren't producing by the midseason mark, I will not hesitate to make a trade. We have enough loose assets that are kind of coming up on contract extensions that I think it's fine if we go ahead and just acquire a good receiver with draft capital and maybe a player or two. Maybe I'm talking like an 86, 87 overall receiver to do and play some sort of role for us. And of course, we start 3-4. I mean, no doubt in my mind that was never not going to happen. T-Law up there, I mean, doing his thing, I guess. It's not a great season for him so far. Dameon Pierce is running the ball really well. I think he finally broke that 90 barrier. Matthew Greenfield is getting it done in the receiving room for now. Defensively, Devin White doing his thing, Edwards, King, Jeremy Chin all doing their thing. Kayvon Thibodeau and Jeffrey Simmons with both 10 for loss, along with Will Anderson's 9. Finally putting up some sack production. Will Anderson was 6, 4.5 from Jeffrey Simmons. Kayvon Thibodeau's with 4. Kevin White, yep. Devin White, 2. Andrew Parsons with 2 as well. Interceptions to go around for a few players as well. So, good look there at the stats so far on the season. Not a good look from Trevor Lawrence in his first season here. I was hoping for a little something more extra. You know, we were talking about how CJ Stroud really didn't put us over the top, and we were looking for that player to put us over the top. And unfortunately, I don't think that we're getting that production from him right now that we really expected. I'm going to give Dameon Pierce a monster deal just to stay on the team. Same with Kayvon Thibodeau. He's going to want big money, big years. And, you know, if we can get Kayvon Thibodeau on $15 million a year, that would be incredible. These guys all have interest in coming back as well, so that's also a plus. Derek Stingley Jr. back for the rest of the next 5 years, I guess. Jalen Petrie, same thing. I want him back. Give him 6 years, 3.5, 3 on the deal. Signing these guys back, we just have the money to do it. Sure, it might be closing up a little bit. Do we actually want Mechie back? I think that will go after a big name receiver, whether it's in free agency or anything. I do want Kenyon Green, Toa, Juice Scruggs, Christian Harris back for sure. So still got a few players to deal with, and then you know, we'll see what happens salary wise come free agency, and then we might be able to attack a big name receiver. But first half of the season was exactly what we expected. I guess move on to the playoffs, see if we have any outside chance of making it. We're only 1 win off of the division lead. We actually made the playoffs. We went 10-7. Really good close to the season, and our division did not have a good end of their seasons. For sure, Trevor Lawrence actually was worse than CJ Stroud. Maybe a little bit more touchdowns, less interceptions, good stuff. Dameon Pierce was really good. Really good numbers from him. Antonio Gibson sucked on the ground. 2 receivers over 1,000. Mechie trying to stay in it with his contract up. Chenault still playing a minimum role. John Mechie, I don't know if I want him back. I don't think that I can warrant that. Devin White, really good. 126 tackles, 10 for loss. TJ Edwards, pretty good on the season as well. Jeremy Chin getting some production in there. But TFLs all around. Really good numbers. 16, 15, 14, 10, and 10 from Parsons. Sack production, Kayvon Thibodeau led the team. The newfound Texan. Big contract extension out to him as well. Will Anderson with 9 sacks. Jeffrey Simmons with 8.5. Getting it done. Jeremy Chin with 3 interceptions. Stingley with 3. Devin White with 2. Newsome with 2. Keontae Durham actually with 2 as well. 1 with Desmond King and Jalen Petrie. So good production on the season. I was hoping for a little bit more yard production out of our quarterback. Trevor Lawrence now, but unfortunately it doesn't happen. See if we can beat this 88 straight overall Las Vegas team in the wild card. I have no doubt. Okay, we lost. All right, that's a little unfortunate. So we'll actually be headed into free agency with the need at wide receiver and slot corner. Pretty much is where we are lacking right now. So we'll go ahead and look around for those positions. That is just a perfect fit right here. A match made in heaven. I'd be more than happy to get DK Metcalf on my team. If he wants more than 5 years too, I mean, I'd be willing. So I'm going to go ahead and actually give him 7 years, 13 million and 9. So we'd be giving him a lot of money. It's just a lot of money, straight up. And then we're going to look for that slot corner, and then I want to get out. I want to spend the least amount of money I need. Teron Johnson would be a good slot corner. I just don't know, zone coverage wise is probably what we're looking at. Travis Ward's up there. 30 years old is probably not ideal. Marcus Jones, zone coverage sucks. Michael Carter's pretty good. I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, we get Roger McCreary. We don't get DK Metcalf, which means we missed out basically on the first row of receivers. Actually, let's go ahead and see who was there. So, okay, it was literally just DK Metcalf at the top. I thought there might have been another 90 overall that we might have missed out on. Fortunately, we didn't. I want Mechie back. I'm going to sign him to a 1-year deal. I don't want him long term. It just is what it is. I'm looking for more firepower on offense. And yeah, Niners are going after him pretty heavily. You got to think about the other players we also have on roster and who might fit better with them. Sky Moore, sure, you can kind of compare him to a Laviska Shenault, maybe a little bit shorter. Tony McLeod, those on roster. Shenault's getting older. Sky Moore wants a deal. I mean, I'm down. It's just very tough to kind of monitor. 1-year deal is fine. Sure, I really don't care. I guess let's go with it. Sky Moore will be a Texan, if I had to guess. So yes, Sky Moore, and then we also got new nickel cornerback Roger McCreary. So good class for addressing needs, but we're still looking for that star wide receiver. And if he's at 1-1 in the draft, I don't see any offensive weapons, and that's a good thing. Meaning we can trade our first round pick and some added assets along for a wide receiver, maybe, perhaps a little bit. Done deal. We acquire Michael Pittman Jr. across for the first round pick, Laviska Shenault and Meltzer. Just a lot of loose assets, as I like to call them, guys that are sitting and aren't really playing a role on the team. And so we'll just bring in Michael Pittman Jr. and see what we can get with our second round pick. Probably look to add depth on the interior defensive line now, if the opportunity presents itself, for sure. Well, the opportunity did not present itself, but it did for Jalen Vincent. 6'3", 192, has pretty good skills across the board, pretty average. Probably should be around 73 overall or so. Look in the third round maybe for some defensive line depth. I don't know. Done deal. This is just problem solving right here, just adding depth. Hey, didn't I call it? I said he was going to be a 73 overall. So Jalen Vincent, very nice. We actually got Daniel Sharp, 70 overall running back. Good. Moving on to next season, I guess. Set the depth chart. See you guys at mid-season probably. Right here too. If we don't make it past the wild card as well, though, I don't even think I'll keep going with this. It's kind of a dead end. If we're an 88 overall and we can't even march into the playoffs, it's normally how these things go. It'll continue that way. Either it goes one way or it doesn't. So it looks like it probably won't go our way. But if we don't get past the wild card, then I'll probably just stop. But I mean, we can go ahead and look around the team for a minute before we head to midseason. I know I said we'd be there, but sorry, not sorry. Trevor Lawrence there, Greenfield, Pittman, Sky Moore, McLeod. Good line, I guess. Not great, but good. Scruggs is still, a good lineman. Can kind of play everywhere for us. We've got a really good line now that it's starting to develop. Kenyon Green being the worst isn't bad. Already talked about receivers. Defensively, defensive line is still amazing. Parsons still kind of developing. Reed isn't getting as much production. Vincent's here. Durham, Newsome, and didn't we have Roger McCreary? Did I trade him? I think I might have traded him, but Jeremy Chin and Petrie still holding it down. Christian Harris, TJ Edwards, Devin White, Toa, and Reed doing their thing. Everything looks pretty good up here as well. Yeah, Durham will play slot. Yeah, I guess Sky Moore could play in the slot. We'll see how well that goes over, but still have the dynamic duo with Damian Pierce and Antonio Gibson. They've been really good silently during this whole rebuild. So Head to the midseason. I guess see what life's like there. There we go. This is the best start to the season yet. 5-2 is not bad at all. Trevor Lawrence is throwing for 2,100 yards in the first half of the season. That's really good. 18 touchdowns for him to only 2 interceptions. He's really put us over the top now. Dameon Pierce, slight regression. Antonio Gibson and him are tied with 4 touchdowns, by the way. Receiving wise, Sky Moore is producing right now. Oh my goodness. Sky Moore putting up some good numbers, but that is along with the quarterback putting up some high numbers as well. A lot of receiving activity between the top 3 guys there. Devin White doing his thing in the middle of the field again. TFL's Kayvon Thibodeau was 7 and then 5.5 right there. Will Anderson been slow to produce. He's not really been a production type of guy. A lot of interceptions just kind of loosely flying around too. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation right now with the team, and we're not stuck in a trench, but the same guys are doing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's getting old, I'm not going to lie. I was looking for more of a breakout from one of these guys over here and there. But Will Anderson is going to be a massive contract to sign back. And it is a little unfortunate, but it is good that he has full interest in the team. It's going to leave us with not very little money. Obviously, $32 million is still way more than enough to get stuff done, but it's kind of how much do we have to get done? And I think it's all the way to, I think Summers, I definitely want back. Summers is a focal point of that offensive line. So the length is bringing the offer way down. Okay, noted. TJ Edwards, I don't need back. Kenny McQueen, I definitely need back. Another high-valued offensive lineman on our team. I think this should do it for sure. Wait, did he say the years were bad? I gave him 7 freaking years, dude. Oh, my God. You guys are needy bitches. Oh, my Lord. Other than those 2, I need the offensive lineman back. That's it. And what a season from us. 12-5. That is by far the best we've ever seen by this team. Like, ever. I mean, it's bad enough that we haven't been good when we were been a good team. But it's great now. It's great now. All is looking good. Trevor Lawrence had a really good season. 4,700 yards. 38 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. It kind of regressed second half there. But Dameon Pierce did really good the second half of the season, putting in some more great numbers. Sky Moore was really productive with Michael Pittman. Not too far off him. 17.3 yards per catch is crazy. 12 touchdowns for him. Greenfield was still just barely off 1,000, so still doing his thing over there. Devin White, TJ Edwards still at the top. Andrew Parsons leading the team in TFL. He's taking that next step. Good for him. 12 sacks for Kayvon Thibodeau, and Will Anderson only has 6. So yeah, you can't win them all for sure. What is Jeffrey Simmons doing? He's been quietly so bad. Interceptions, you guys can look at him. Not bad at all. So good season, good production, good players doing okay things. You know, some players were better than others for sure. I don't know. Let's see how far in we can make it into this playoff run right here. Can we make it past the Bengals in the wild card? I'm gonna say yes, and we don't. I don't see the point on keeping on going. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. We're on the fritz with money, and these guys just don't do it. All right, it's so bad. It just doesn't ever happen for us, pretty much. What is his power moves now? Actually, I want to see this because I don't. 86. Yeah, he's a beast. Deion Reed's pretty good. I've been here for 2.5 hours. I'm not interested in going any longer. The game's slowing down. This is the final team here. You guys can really take it in. It was all right. Wasn't a great team, but we got it done. Offensive line, I wish could have been a little bit better. Maybe we invested a little bit more there defensively. Probably shouldn't have made these aggressive moves towards these young edge rushers, but Jeffrey Simmons was a good acquisition. I don't think that he really played the role we needed him to, so it's a little unfortunate. Good corners all throughout the series, or the rebuild. Jeremy Chin and Jalen Petrie really good. Devin White, Toa Toa. We had a really good linebacking crew the whole time. It's just an okay team. I mean, it's good as far as like teams go, right? Teams in the NFL, but like when it comes to Madden, there's such an alternative reality where you can get up to a 95 overall team if you really want to take it, second by second, break down everything you got, make active trades, unrealistic stuff. You can do all that. But yeah, that'll be it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Saw CJ Stroud get traded, the whole focal point of this offense or this rebuild, and Will Anderson didn't produce at all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.